We got some news here pertaining to time-barred debt that is past the statute of limitations. You're going to want to watch this video. If you have any type of debt collection letters or you have debt collectors on your credit report, you're going to want to watch this video. Please click the like button, subscribe button if you're not already a subscriber. We're going to talk about H.R. 2704, which is a House bill that is being proposed right now. As it stands right now, if a debt is too old to sue on, that means that it's past the time barred period for your state. It could be different based on the state that you live in or statute of limitations. So whenever I say time barred, just also think statute of limitations. If a debt is too old past the statute of limitations time barred period, should that debt collector even be able to call you about it? A lot of people are surprised that in all 50 states, debt collectors can continue to call you. They just cannot sue you over a debt that's past the legal statute of limitations for them to be able to collect. Now, there is a way for you to stop all the nonsense, and I'll talk about that at the end of this video, but I think that you should understand what is in front of our Congress right now so we can kind of see, you know, who cares about what these debt collectors are allowed to do and not allowed to do. So if a debt is past the statute of limitations, debt collectors cannot sue you, but they can still call and write you. And one wrong move, you can end up resetting that debt. So today I'm going to break down federal bill H.R. 2704 that would make it illegal for debt collectors to try to collect any time barred or debt that's past statute of limitations, and what would change, what wouldn't change, and how it can affect all of our rights if you have any dealings with debt collectors. So now, H.R. 2704 was introduced April 8th, 2025 by Rep. Steve Cohen and referred to House Committee on Financial Services. Its core line is short and sharp. It amends the FDCPA, the Fair Debt Collections Practices Act, to add a new section 8811A stating a debt collector may not collect or attempt to collect any debt for which the statute of limitations has expired. I'll repeat that again. He proposed adding a new section to the Fair Debt Collections Practices Act 8, and that section would be 811A, stating a debt collector may not collect or attempt to collect any debt for which the statute of limitations has expired. Right now, states typically bar lawsuits. They all bar lawsuits on expired debt, but it does not ban phone calls, letters, attempts to collect the debt, and that creates confusion and pressure because consumers might not realize that they are not legally that they're not legally tied to the debt in a way that the debt collector might relay it to them. That they have no legal obligation, that's the right word for it. Now, H.R. 2704 closes the gap at the federal level by banning any collection attempts on time-barred debt, not just lawsuit. It also adds, so FDCPA, this is what it would add. The Fair Debt Collection Practices Act would add a section. It would be 811A, no collecting and no attempted to collect on time-barred debt. Applies to debt collectors covered under FDCPA 15 U.S.C. 169(2). Now, what is that? These debt collectors who collect on behalf of others. So, and it does actually go for original creditors, but the problem came about from debt collectors buying old debts and then going after people when it's past statute of limitations. Violations would be actionable under the Fair Debt Collection Practices Act. Remedies, actual damages up to $1,000 statutory damages per action, and attorney's fees. Because this is an FDCPA, Fair Debt Collections Practices Act amendment, enforcement would ride on the FDCPA's existing remedies and enforcement framework. That means private lawsuits plus agency enforcement. Now, what the bill does not do, it does not set or change your state statute of limitations dates. So if your state is 5 years or 10 years or 3 years, it doesn't change any of that stuff. If your state has a 3 years for credit card or 6 years for written contract, HR 2704 does not change that at all. It simply says once the clock has expired under state law, collection attempts are off limits under federal law. State law still determines when a debt collector becomes time barred, but federal law, everybody is under the Fair Debt Collectors Practices Act. So also, the bill text as introduced does not spell out special disclosure rules or revival rules. Those states' laws issues, for example, in some states, a new payment or written acknowledgement can restart the clock. The bill focuses on the ban of collecting once time barred debt. So it's not making any changes saying that if you accidentally sign a new contract, you reset the debt. It's not getting into any of that type of stuff. So now let's talk about some practical impact if it does pass. For consumers, fewer collection contacts once the debt is time barred. It should stop all contacts, but they say fewer. Reason why they say fewer, because they know that the debt collectors who are not playing by the rules, they'll still call and text and try to harass you. Less risk of reviving debt. A lot of people made mistakes. There was one of my most watched videos that I made when I first got on YouTube was about being careful about reviving debt, and there was different ways that it could be done according to the state that you live in. In my state, you cannot do it over the phone. It had to be something that was done in writing, or a lot of people were being tricked into making a payment. They have tried in some instances where people have made agreements and they recorded them, but they always had to get something in writing, at least in my state. Another thing is clearer federal protections you can cite if contacted on or after the expiration date. For collectors and servicers, screening obligations, more rigorous statute of limitations checks before outreach, compliance risks, federal FDCPA liability, and attempts for time barred accounts, operational updates, policies, vendor scripts, and dollar suppression lists. So they're going to have to do some work on making sure that they are compliant. Some states have already moved in a direction for consumer debts. New York, for example, cut consumer credit statute of limitations to 3 years, but HR 2704 would make no attempt rule national under the Fair Debt Collectors Practices Act. So whatever your state statute of limitations is, that's what it is. The state can make that change. So now what do we need to think about doing? What do we need to think about doing? We need to, number one, understand that we have the power to, number one, know what's on our credit. If you have collections on your credit, you need to look at those dates. You need to check the statute of limitations. Don't just believe what they say. And also another thing is, statute of limitations does not start when that collector buys your debt or starts to try to collect on that debt. They do no. The statute of limitations starts before the charge-off period. Whenever you make your last payment, the month that you made your last payment and you didn't make any more payments and it charged off, the clock starts to tick from that last payment. So if it goes past that statute of limitations, and that's could be well after it charged off, that's when it starts to click, not when it charges off. So that's a very good extinction that you need to know about, because if you don't, you can end up not paying a debt or dealing with a debt collector when the debt was past statute of limitations. So now let's talk about the remedy that I would like to give to you, and it's absolutely free. I do ask for a donation on them. There's a link below this video. You can go to my website, thecreditrepairshop.com. Number one, you can go to the blog and see the statute of limitations for contract and credit cards in your state, because that's very important that you need to know that. Once you know that, you get your credit reports. If you don't have all 3 credit reports updated ones, not this free stuff, because they're not going to tell you the information that you're going to need to stop these debt collectors, go to your YOUR number 3, the number 3, digit 3, scores.com, grab your TransUnion, Equifax, Experian credit reports and all 3 scores. Look at that last payment date. If the debt collector, if the original creditor who the debt collector purchased the debt from, if that original creditor information has been removed and you only had a debt collector, then you need to do the debt validation to see when that debt originated. You're going to have to put some stuff together so you'll know when it was originated. That's another important thing about having a paid monitoring service. Stuff don't just disappear. You can go back and look at older credit reports, because that could be very important. Like, you could have a debt that's $5,000, and because it's past legal statute of limitations, you might have gotten that original creditor's information removed during your credit repair process, because of, inaccurate information that they're reporting, and they don't care because they don't have the account anymore. And then debt collector buys it, and then you don't even know that debt is past the legal statute of limitations, because they're not going to tell you that. So the way that you would do it is you need to send them a debt validation, and you need to make that request to see all the documentation, and then you can look and see what they have, and then you can look, if you can access your older credit reports, then you can see when that charge off happened, or you're going to have to look at your records. But I'm going to give you 2 ways that you can do this. After you check your statute of limitations, after you check your credit reports, there's a link below this video. You can get my statute of limitations letter, which if the debt is past legal statute of limitations, you don't have to do a debt validation. All you do is notify them to stop everything. That's what you do. If it's past the legal statute of limitation according to the laws in your state. Where do you find that at? On my blog. Go there, type in statute in the search bar. It'll bring up statute of limitations for all 50 states. Next, if you don't know, it's unclear, you need to do a debt validation. Included in that pack, there's one that you can type in your information, or you can go to Summons Master, upload debt collection letter, and you can get a fully exclusive certified debt validation letter that'll get all that information for you, or it might even just stop them, because it's going to make those challenges within. If you need help with your credit, please visit us at thecreditrepairshop.com. Watch the video What Makes Us Different, so you can see my 8-point validation process, my 2-phase settlement process. If you need your credit reports and scores, go to the website YOUR, the number 3, scores.com, to grab your TransUnion, Equifax, Experian credit reports and all 3 scores. If you have debt collectors coming after you, grab a 3-pack of letters. You can also go to Summons Master to get that taken care of. And if you had debt collectors who are suing you, go to Summons Master, upload your summons, get a fully formatted response to every allegation, and a defense to potentially win your case. Thank you for your time. Subscribe to the channel. Post your questions and comments. This is Stephen A. Williams, president and founder of thecreditrepairshop.com.